Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Whatever time of day it is for you and whenever you happen to be watching this, thank you for joining me today. My name is Chris Rossetti, free to laugh now, here in the city of San Francisco. Free to laugh now because I was set free from 30 years of depression. That's right, 30 years of depression. And I like to encourage people to hold on, hang on, never give up hope. If I can be set free after 30 years of depression, your miracle can be just around the corner. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for coming into the broadcast. Hello to all of you watching later on. Replay viewers, welcome in to the broadcast. I have a very special poem for you. If you're a replay viewer, a very special poem. I was here and you were gone. Now you are here and I am gone. So thanks for joining us, replay viewers. I hope you stick around and enjoy the broadcast. For all of us who are alive and in living color, pinch yourself and say these words. This ain't heaven, but I can still feel something. Thanks for joining us. Thank you for coming to the broadcast. Welcome to today's antidepressant of the day. Hello, is this Matthew? Matthew likes onion. Matthew, I got a funny story about onion. Okay, I got a funny story about onions, okay? Did I get a haircut? No, I just took a bath. I just took a bath, that's all. Dan Markar, thank you for joining us, and you're watching on Periscope. I appreciate you being here. Thank you for joining us on Periscope. I got a funny story about onions. You ready for that? Here it is. Here's a quick story about onions before we look at our antidepressant of the day. By the way, folks, if you want to share this out, if you're watching on one of my 3 Facebook pages, or 2, yeah. If you're watching on one of my 2 Facebook pages, be sure to hit that like button. And also invite some of your friends. Share this in Facebook Messenger. You know, that highly insecure, unsecure place where we can talk to each other? Share this and let somebody know that we're on the air with an antidepressant of the day. Also, if you're watching this on Twitter/Periscope or Periscope/Twitter, hit those 3 dots on the bottom of your device and go ahead and invite some followers and friends. Retweet this on Twitter, because when you retweet something, it lives forever in cyberspace. Also, if you're watching on YouTube live, be sure to hit that like button, that thumbs up thing on YouTube, and also give me a subscription. Follow me if you want. All right, that's enough of that. Okay, Matthew likes onion is ready. First of all, Matthew, I've got to ask you, do you really like onion? Matthew, do you really like onions? Okay, I'm going to tell you all a story about onions before we look at our antidepressant of the day. By the way, this antidepressant of the day is going to be a blessing to you. So hang in there. I won't be on the air long. I won't ramble on and on and on and on like I've done for 33 years married to my wife. All right, Matthew's ready for the story about onions. Here you go. When I was just a kid, when I was just a little boy, my worst nightmare was to eat onions. I couldn't stand the thought of eating an onion. I couldn't stand the sight of onions. I couldn't stand the smell of onions. And I most certainly could not stand the taste of onions. My father, however, he's right behind me. My father, he's right behind me. Where is he? My father's not the bear on the wall. My father's the little kid in the picture somewhere behind me. My father, he loved onions. Oh, welcome, Joan and Ben Seckerly. Welcome on Facebook. Thanks for watching me, Joan and Ben. You guys have known me since I was 13 years old. That makes you folks old. Not me. Anyway, thanks for joining us, Ben and Joan. God bless you. I love you folks. So when I was a kid, I was deathly afraid of onions. And we're telling an onion story right now because Matthew likes onions is watching the broadcast. So Dad would always try to trick me by cutting an onion and putting it in my food. And I couldn't stand the taste of onions. And I could taste an onion. I could find an onion, no matter how big, no matter how small. I don't care what we were eating. If Dad tried to put an onion in my food, I would sniff it out. I would find that onion and I would kick it out of the food. I would throw it out of the food. I couldn't stand onions. I hated onions with a passion. Oh, Pitbull Beermaster is here. He's watching on Periscope. Pitbull Beermaster, my good friend from the Midwest. Welcome in, buddy. Good to see you. And so, Matthew, onions, I despise them all my life. I'll never forget, Dad, one time, successfully snuck an onion in some food I was eating. Probably spaghetti sauce. I can't remember for sure. But I remember as I was eating the food, I tasted the onion and I stopped. I was just a little kid and I said, "Daddy?" He said, "What is it, son?" "Daddy, did you put any onions in this food?" "Of course not, son." And I said, "Daddy, I tasted an onion. I know you put an onion in this food." "Hey, son, would I lie to you?" And I said, "Yes, because I tasted an onion." Well, that's my onion story, and I'm sticking to it. Fast forward 30 or 40 years. And after my dad passed away, one day while I was cutting some food, while I was making some vegetables, I was cutting an onion, and my dad had passed away. And of course, I missed my father. And I looked down at the cutting board because I had grew to like onions after I was an adult. And so as I was cutting onions one day, I looked at a little piece of onion and I picked it up off the cutting board and I ate that little piece of onion raw, something I would never do as a kid. Never. I never thought in a million years I would put a raw piece of onion in my mouth. But I did it and I chewed it and I said, Dad, this one's for you. This onion's for you, Dad. And ever since then, I eat onions constantly. And every time I'm chopping and preparing food, when I chop the onions, I leave a little piece of an onion on the cutting board and I pick it up and I say, Dad, this is for you. I miss you. Oh, so that's my onion story, folks. Thank you for joining us. Once again, my name is Chris Rossetti. Free to laugh now here in the city of San Francisco. I call myself free to laugh now because I was set free from 30 years of depression. 30 years of depression. And today I want to share with you a little bit about the blessings of God in my life and how that your miracle can be just around the corner. So today's antidepressant of the day is change. It is change. Thank you for sharing this out. Thank you for inviting people. Thank you for letting folks know that we're on the air. Once again, thank you so very much. So the antidepressant of the day today is change. And I want to play for you, once again, a little promo that we played. It's about 45 seconds long. We played this just a few moments ago, but for those of you just joining us right now, let me roll this 45-second promo one more time, and then we're going to get right into the antidepressant of the day. Thank you for joining us. God bless you. Thanks for being here. We appreciate it. Here we go. Please watch and enjoy. So let's get right to it. Let's talk about our antidepressant of the day today. And I want you to really, really understand that your miracle is just around the corner. I never thought, many times, I never thought that I could ever change. And that's what we're talking about today, change. I never thought that I could change because I was just miserable. My life was just filled with depression. Ever since I was a little kid, I had this depressive spirit all over me. It was not proven to be medical in any way. It was not proven to be chemical in any way. It was a spirit of depression. And for those of you that don't know what spirits are, they are things that make the world go round. They're everywhere. They're every place. And the spirit of depression, I'll just call it that, the spirit of depression was heavy on me. And so for 30 years, I battled it. I constantly battled it. I battled it through various ways. One of the ways I battled it was with humor. I was always joking. I was always trying to be funny. I was always trying to deflect sadness, deflect anger. I was trying to defect. I was trying to deflect the sadness I was feeling, the sorrow I was constantly feeling, by being funny, by being humorous, by goofing off and laughing and cutting up. And, you know, a lot of people would look at me on the outside and say, oh man, he's a funny kid. He's a funny person. He's got it made. He's funny all the time. He's laughing all the time. Well, that was on the outside. On the inside, I was crying, as they say. And so this depression was just constantly on me, constantly bothering me. And there were many times during this series of years, 30 years in all, that I felt like the depression would never go. I honestly didn't know how it would go. And I just resigned myself to be depressed. I basically thought, well, this is the way I'm going to be. This is the way I am. And this is the way I was born. This is the way life has dealt the cards to me, so to speak. And so I guess I have to be a depressed person. And I was really miserable for a long time. A lot of thoughts of suicide, a lot of thoughts of ending it all, a lot of thoughts of just anger and just bitterness and sorrow and sadness and blah, blah, blah. It was miserable. And then one day, in just 30 seconds, and I'm not speaking from someone else's experience, I'm speaking from my experience. One day, in just 30 seconds, someone prayed for me, and they prayed about a 30-second prayer. And when they prayed for me, that spirit of depression left me. And, you know, you may say to me, well, explain that to me logically, explain it to me scientifically, explain that to me mentally, explain that to me, you know, how could that's impossible. How could 30 years of depression go away in a 30-second prayer? And the explanation I have for you is this: God, G-O-D, God, the creator, he did it. And the reason I say he did it was because the prayer was directed to him. Let me teach you something about prayer real quick. Maybe you didn't tune in to hear anything about prayer. That's okay. Just hang on. I'll move on quickly. But whenever you direct a discussion to somebody, whenever you direct your words towards somebody, the intent is for that person or that thing or that entity to hear what you're saying. Some of us talk to our cars. Some of us talk to the cars and traffic in front of us. Right? Hello, Mo. Welcome to the broadcast. Welcome, Mo Smith. Welcome, everybody, to the broadcast. By the way, my name is Chris Rossetti, free to laugh now here in the city of San Francisco. And we are looking at today's antidepressant of the day. The antidepressant of the day today is change. Change is going to happen. And so I was constantly depressed. And during this time, I remember somebody prayed for me. And in 30 seconds, they addressed their prayer to God. And they said, God, help my friend, help Chris be happy, help Chris realize things are not always going to stay the same. They prayed a very simple prayer. It was about 30 seconds long. And when they were done praying, I felt that spirit of depression leave me. Now, I didn't have like a weird experience where my head spun around and my eyes rolled around in my head and I started slobbering and foaming at the mouth. None of that happened. I just felt this weight lift off my shoulders. Now, you've heard that expression before. You've heard people say, I felt like the weight of the world lifted off of my shoulders. That is exactly what I felt when they prayed for me. I felt the weight, a spiritual weight, not a physical weight, not a weight that I could see. I felt a weight lift off my shoulders. And my shoulders physically went like this. They went up just a couple inches. And I said to the person that prayed for me, I said, it's gone. I said, it's gone. Welcome, AA Strumming, 1010. Good to see you. Thank you. I love an upside down picture. It gives me new perspective. Thank you. I felt the weight lift off and I said, it's gone. And the person that prayed for me said, what is gone? And because they weren't even praying specifically for depression to leave me. They were just praying that I would be willing to have hope in a better tomorrow. And I said, depression, it's gone. I felt it leave me. It's gone. Now that happened, oh man, I don't know how many years ago now. It must be 20 years ago, 18, 20 years ago. Hello, Candy, my good friend from San Francisco. Welcome to the broadcast. Thank you for being here, Candy. I miss you. I love you so, so much. So AA Strumming says, I had experiences with God too. It's awesome. Have you heard of Tracy Cook? No, I have not. No, I have not. By the way, if you'd like to send me a message about Tracy Cook, if you'd like to send me a message about anything, if you'd like to send me a prayer request, please feel free to do so. Just email me, free to laugh now at gmail.com. So I felt that depression go. So 30 years of suffering ended in 30 seconds. Don't ask me how to explain it. All I know is someone prayed, they directed that prayer to God, and God obviously heard them, and it went. Now you may say, well, have you been depressed since then? Have you been sad since then? Have you encountered grief or sorrow since that moment? Well, of course I have. We are human. Go ahead and pinch yourself. Go ahead and don't pinch anybody else, okay? You know, social distance, whatever. Go ahead and pinch yourself. How? And pinch yourself and say these words. I'm still on earth. Or do it like my cousins back east used to say. I'm still on oith. Hey, yo, I'm still on oith. Yo, I'm still on oith. No, you can't pinch anybody else. No pinching. No pinching anyone else. I'm telling you, it left. I want to encourage you today that your change can happen too. Okay? Your change can happen too. No matter what you're going through today, let me encourage you never to give up hope. 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 Do you remember when you noticed depression on you that lingered 30 years ago? Do I know when that happened, you mean? Do I know when it started? It happened around the time my parents divorced. I would hear them arguing as a young boy. As a really young boy, I would hear them arguing. My parents have both gone on to be with the Lord, and they were wonderful people, and I love them both, and they loved me both. They both loved me. Amen. I had great parents. I loved them dearly, and they dearly loved me. All right. But the arguing that I heard as a kid, I internalized it, and I kept saying, it's all my fault. I kept saying, it's all my fault. I did this to my family. I did this to my mom and dad. It's my fault mom and dad are angry at each other. It's my fault they're yelling at each other. Just as a little kid, a little boy, I internalized everything that was going wrong in the house. And I would go to bed at night and I would hear them yelling and arguing. And I would cry and I'd say, it's my fault. I don't deserve to live. I don't deserve to live. I did this. I must have done something wrong. I just totally internalized and took on my little kid brain things that weren't mine to take on. I just want to tell you, if God can pull me out of that kind of mess, if God can pull me out of that kind of mess, he can help you. Now, listen, I'm not against doctors. No way. I go to doctors. I'm on medication for physical ailments right now. I go to doctors. All right. Jesus said when he healed people, go show yourself to the doctor. Did you know that? Even Jesus, when he healed someone, he said, go show yourself to the doctor. Jesus wasn't afraid of doctors. He said, get a doctor's appointment and show yourself to the doctor. Why? Because when it's real, it's real. Wow, isn't that profound? Man, I tell you what, isn't that profound? You know what? That is so profound. I want to do something else that's very profound. That was so brilliant. That statement that I just made is so brilliant that I want to back it up with another brilliant, profound, intellectual statement. Are you ready for it? If you haven't been paying attention, if you haven't been watching and paying attention up until now, you really want to look at the screen right now, because this is going to be just as intellectual as the last statement I made. You ready? Here it is. This is going to be just as intellectual. Here it is. Here. All right. Now, James Madison Jr. is watching on Facebook. Thank you for joining us, James. Thanks for coming in the broadcast. Oh, my word. Who is this? It is Casey. Howdy, Casey. How you doing? Good to see you. Oh, my word. Oh, Mo, it's okay. It's okay. So I felt such guilt. I felt such sorrow for 30 years. As a little boy, I heard my parents arguing and yelling and screaming, and I took that and I internalized it. And I said, it's my fault. I'm a bad boy. I'm a bad boy. I did. I took that upon myself, and I was depressed for 30 years. But I want to tell you, God took that depression away in 30 seconds. Now, once again, don't be afraid to go to a doctor, all right? Be sure you go to the right doctor, though. Let me clarify this. Be sure you go to the right physician. You don't want to go to a bad doctor. I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example of a bad physician. I went to a guy, and I was desperate. I was so depressed. I was desperate. So someone said, well, go try this place. So I said, okay. So I went to this doctor. Yes. Thank you, Matthew. Don't go to Dr. Pepper. Do not go to Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper, so misunderstood. Remember that commercial? You're all too young. You're all such young folks out there. You don't remember nothing. You don't remember when Dr. Pepper was filled with poison. Yeah. You kids, get off my lawn. Anyway, I went to this doctor, and he had me sit on the couch across the room from him. And he said, all right, tell me your problems there, sir. What is your problem? Well, doctor, I suffer from depression, and I don't know what to do every day. I just want to end my life, and I feel so miserable, and I feel so horrible. By the way, I'm not making fun of anybody that has depression right now. I had it for 30 years. Get it? I'm not making fun of you. And I said, doctor, I don't know what to do. And I went on and on and on and on. And the doctor, he said, put the lime in the coconut. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. The doctor didn't say that. No, really. The doctor said to me, after listening to me complain about my depression, the doctor said, what you need to do is go to the pharmacy. And he wrote down a prescription, and he gave it to me. He said, go to the pharmacy and take these pills. And I said, what are they? He said they are tranquilizer. I can't even say the word. How do you pronounce it, guys? How do you pronounce it? Tranquilizer. Not Budweiser. Tranquilizer. How do you... Tranquilizers? How do you say it? Okay, Mo, be right back. Thanks, Mo. How do you say that? Tranquilizers. Tranquilizers. Tranquilizer. Tranquil. How do you say this word? Tranquilizer. Tranquilizer. Thank you. Tranquilizer. So the doctor said, go get these tranquilizers. And he said, take them, right? Take them. Okay, here it is. Ready? Mo says, what helps against depression is volunteering. Known fact. Oh, Mo, that's a great point. Thinking outside your buns. Thinking outside the bun. Thinking outside your brain. Yeah, that's right. That helps. Thinking about somebody else. That's huge. Well, anyway, the doctor looked at me and said, take these pills. And I said, wait a minute. Is this going to cure me? I was so naive. I said, will these pills cure me of my depression? And the doctor said, no, it's just going to mask it. It's just going to dull you. Hey, doc, I got news for you. I'm already dull as it is. I can't afford to be no duller. You know what I'm saying, doc? I can't afford to get no duller. You got me, doc? You see what I'm saying? Anyway, I said to myself, this is nuts. This guy's known me for 20 minutes and he's wanting me to go get dull. I'm not making fun of you. I'm not making fun of your prescriptions. I'm not making fun of doctors, and I'm not making fun of your doctors. I'm saying be sure to get the right doctors. And most certainly, whatever you do, be sure to ask God for help. Why not? What do you got to lose? What do you got to lose? Now I'm going to share a scripture with you. Why? Because I can. Here it is. Here it is. For I know the thoughts, this is God speaking. For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, saith the Lord. That's how I knew it was God talking. For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, saith the Lord. Thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. This is from the book of Jeremiah, chapter 29, verse 11. For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, saith the Lord. Thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. God's thinking nothing but good thoughts about you today. Okay, folks? God is thinking nothing but good about you today. Oh, fantastic. Moderating in Nappy Head Roots channel. He is positive too. Homeless in a van on the West Coast. Fantastic. Thanks for stopping in on my broadcast. Let me thank everybody for watching tonight. God has great plans for you. The antidepressant of the day today is this. God's going to change things. Today's antidepressant is this. Change. Change is going to happen. Hold on. Keep believing. Never stop hoping. Now, before I let you go, I'm going to play a little something funny for you. This is about a minute long. Sit back and relax. I hope you enjoy it anyway. And then when we come back in 1 minute, we're going to wrap this thing up. Thanks for watching the antidepressant of the day. Hold on. Enjoy this little 1 minute interlude. Thanks for watching.
Enjoy some San Francisco flower power.
You know, that was so much fun. We're going to play that as we end the broadcast. I'm going to let that roll out, and then I'm going to stop the broadcast. I just wanted to come back and say thanks again for watching. Yes, that is a Bible, Matthew. That was a Bible scripture, and that is the Bible right there. I want to thank you for watching today. If you have not already shared this on Twitter, do so if you want to. If you have not already shared this on Periscope, Facebook, do so if you want to. Thanks for being here. Thank you over on Facebook, James Madison Jr., Joan and Ben Seckerly, thanks for watching all the way from Florida. Mo and everybody that came in. Oh, it's been wonderful. Matthew, it's been wonderful. KC, it's been wonderful having you today. The antidepressant of the day has been change. It's coming, my friends. It's coming. I never thought in 30 years that I could ever be happy, but it happened. It happened. Please never give up hope. I don't care how dark, how bad, how desperate it is tonight or tomorrow or the next day. Never stop believing. Your miracle could be just around the corner. Never stop believing. God bless you. Thank you for watching. We'll be back again either Monday or tomorrow. Who knows? We'll see what happens. In the meantime, God bless you. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like the flower scopes. Thank you so much for watching those. So let's end with that little video, and then I'll just stop the broadcast. Peace, be still, as Jesus said. Peace, be still. God bless you from San Francisco. Until next time, Chris Rossetti, free to laugh now, set free from 30 years of depression, reminding you God loves you. Don't you ever forget that. Goodbye for now, everybody.
Enjoy some San Francisco flower power.